Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Neely FX. My name is Michael Neely and this is the channel where we talk about foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, and hopefully making money doing all those things. This is also my trading journal, my video trading journal, so I can kind of put my thoughts together and see what's going on for the week. This is my weekly Forex look ahead, so this is by all means this is just pretty much my opinions and what I see in the charts. There are other people that are better than that, and I will introduce you to those. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll see me reference James Stanley at Forex.com and Michael Boutros at Forex.com. And if I find some more, then I'll let you know. But I've been following them for about 10 years, and they're really good. But at any rate, let's go ahead and get into the risk disclaimer screen, since we are going to be talking about trading and making money doing all these things and putting money at risk. So this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And then here's the CFTC Risk Disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, carefully consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. So without further ado, let's get into the weekly schedule for this week and see what's going on. And let's see. Well, first we have on Sunday we have pretty much nothing going on. Mostly West Coast stuff, since Monday starts at 8 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock p.m. on Sunday. I'm also joined by Henry, the Forex trading parakeet. So if you hear a chirping or come on, get on my phone. Oh, there he is. Well, he's around here somewhere. He's also got some green and blue in him, so he doesn't show up on the green background. Now he's fighting me for me. Give me just a second. Okay, there we are. Sometimes Henry's a little much. But at any rate, here we go. We have the Chinese and the Japanese stuff going on. So a lot of West Coast news coming out tonight. Tomorrow, a lot of Canadian news coming out, CPI. British news on Tuesday. British news. Oh, good. And the WEF annual meetings, aka Davos, starts on Wednesday, so that'll be interesting. Oh, that starts on. It starts on tomorrow. How about that? So it'll be all week, I guess. They don't invite me, so I won't be there. I would go anyway. Maybe I would. Just sort of play pranks on everybody. Let's see. January the 22nd, we have core PCE price index. That's the Fed's favorite form of favorite look at inflation. Here he is. Yes, you're gonna be famous. And then final GDP out on Q3, is it? Or Q? I guess it's Q4. And we're expecting 4.3%. And that is Q4, right? I think it is Q4. We should have Q3 GDP coming out soon. Oh well, I'll look up when that's going to be. And core GDP price index the same day as PCE, so it's going to give us a better idea of what's going on with inflation and how it's affecting the people. New Zealand CPI. I don't trade the Kiwi, so we're not going to talk about that. Ooh, Japanese policy rate. Ooh, that'll be fun. So we're rate decision on Thursday. I was not aware of that, so that may be why the yen's being a little jumpy. And it is being very jumpy right now, as we'll get into in just a second, as well as monetary policy. Both, we'll get into that in just a minute. Then the press conference on Friday, and then all sorts of stuff, all sorts of British and European news coming out on Friday. Friday's a big news day, with flash GDP and or flash PMI for both manufacturing and services, the Purchasing Managers Index. That's usually an indication of how strong the manufacturing and services sectors are doing in the U.S. economy. So with that, let's go ahead and get into here and see how I'm doing on this. This is my $30,000 challenge. I still have the verification. My goal is a 5% return with a 5% maximum loss. back to daily loss. So that's we're not going to hit that daily loss. So that's why I have not traded yet in this account, because we don't see any trade. I don't see any trades that are going on that I would enjoy taking part of. Let me see. So we come straight into here. That's silver. We're not going to talk about silver yet because we're going to talk about DXY first. Right there. Hold on, give it just a second. And Henry's a lovely little creature, but sometimes he's a little much. But here we are with DXY. Look what we have right there. A doji on the daily chart. Right at 99.37. That is a big turnaround indicator. Well, no, it's not. It's not red. Could be a turnaround indication, but I don't think so. I think it's just a period of indecision going on. That's going to give us a period of indecision here, maybe. And no, we are down to 116 proper, pretty much 115.98 is our weekly close for the euro versus the dollar. Not an area that's unfamiliar with, and it's kind of breaking our daily support trend line too. So we could see this press lower on dollar strength this next week. We'll see about that. I want to back out to the weeklies on this too, because the weekly chart gives us a much bigger view of what's going on. Maybe some cleaner idea of what's going on, and you can see the clear range right here in the DXY. So it is starting to tighten a little bit, starting to get a little bit of a ascending triangle there. So we could see dollar strength coming back into play eventually. It'd be way down here around the summer. So that's not something to could be too concerned about right now. It's certainly not going to break through 100 anytime soon. Get through right now. It's at 99.37, I think is the close, or thereabouts. 99.37.5. Yeah, there it is. So it's not going to go through 100. But anyway, let's go back to here. We'll see how range bound the euro is. Now, this is also a big push to the top from down here, where it's trading around 102 around January, or it opened up in January at 102. And then it's clawed back, but the Europeans are not having a good time of things right now. It's your economy is not doing as well. You see it's range bound right here. That does not mean it's going up or going down. It just means it's consolidating. So I am looking for that to push lower, possibly down here to 115.14. But again, that's going to take some time, and it's not a very aggressive move. Or at least it doesn't appear to be right now. Dollar versus the yen. This is the one that I'm watching because, one, I didn't realize that we had Japanese rate decision this week. That's could work against my trades because they want to see rates go up, and they want to see the dollar versus the yen go down. The Trump administration also wants to see the dollar go down, and therefore the dollar versus the yen go down. People at the Fed may not want to see that for some reason. We won't talk about that. That gets too political, and trying to avoid politics on this channel. Let me see, but right now we are showing a firm rejection right there at 158. It closed at 158.07. That is a very strong indication. That's a pin candle or dragonfly doji. That could be a reversal candle. For it to be a clean reversal candle, I'd like for it to be red instead of blue. And yes, I use blue candlesticks because I'm using a green background, and the candlesticks won't show up. So that could be a reversal. Maybe not. I don't know. But we will keep an eye on that, because if it's a reversal, that means I need to reverse my trades. I need to get out of the ones that are currently losing right now. I'm down about 80 pips on both of them, and that's about where my tolerance stops, about 80 to 125 pips. I do have very small positions, so I'm not losing the house or anything. But this is the dollar versus the yen on the weekly. A very strong doji right there. Go down to the daily and see what we got. Daily, and we have about the same. The 150. It's coming right. It hasn't come below it yet. 157.86. I think it's that green 157.81. That's going to be the breaking point for the dollar versus the yen. If it gets below 157.81, then it will likely fall more. It's got tremendous support right there, about 20 pip support area. So we'll see what happens with that. Pound versus the dollar. Pound versus dollar. Let's go to the weekly chart again. So our trend lines are starting to break down a little bit, especially on the dollar versus the yen. We have. They're very subjective anyway, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that or not. On the weekly chart, we have the dollar versus the yen, and it is just kind of meandering about. However, it's seemed to be a little bit clearer than on the euro versus the dollar. Oh, pardon me, pound versus the dollar. I don't. We're watching for a close at 133.78. Let's see if it goes any deeper than that. Otherwise, it looks like it's the weekly volume is starting to taper a little bit. So the bigger players are kind of sitting back and wondering what's going to happen next, which is fine. And here we are, 133.78. And we have another doji right there. So that, again, is not a reversal doji. It's just kind of a point of a decision, because it's a reversal doji, it would be a different color. If we got a daily close or a weekly close in the blue. There's another one I'm keeping my eye on. And I do have the FIBO on here. Let's go back to the dollar versus the yen real quick. We'll look at this FIBO real quick. But on the daily chart, that's where I put it. Now, if you're not familiar with Fibonacci numbers, I would highly recommend that you get familiar with Fibonacci numbers, because it's a lot of people. Some people don't believe in them, but in my opinion, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy for what the big guys are doing. They like staying within the Fibos, and so this area right here is the 61.8, 61.8, or right close to the 61.8 of the last move. Last bullish move, swing low down here to swing high up here, and that's why I like Fibos, because it's kind of reinforces what I think is going on here. 61.8 is a big turnaround area for a lot of different currencies, for a lot of pullbacks. It just seems to be the place where it pulls back. That does not count for the dollar versus the yen. This is drawn badly too. It needs to be down here. And let's get back in here and see what's going on with this. I put that right. Yeah, that one needs to go. Last swing low is right there. Okay, there we go. So with this one, we're looking at an almost 100% retrace. Right now, it is at the 78.6, or touch the 78.6. We'll see if we get the full 100 out of that. 211 is where I have picked for this this trade to completely break down on the bullish side and start turning bearish. That is a big drop from where I am right now. My entries are at let me see where they are. Entries are at 212.39. Should be 140. I'll be 140 pips out before I switch directions, which is doable, but it's going to hurt. Yeah. It's not. It's certainly. It's not going to hurt. It's maybe a 3% drawdown on my live account, on my personal account. I got the trade too soon, so that would be my fault, and also not recognizing that we had the yen, the Japanese talks coming up. I should put that on a monthly chart so I can look at it closely. So if I can get out of these trades, that'd be great. With a little bit, less loss as possible. That would be wonderful. And I kind of turn my nose up at the concept of, are you a profitable trader or an unprofitable trader? You're going to have profitable trades, and you're going to have unprofitable trades. That's just the way trading goes. And sometimes I would have liked to see it turn around right here at 21.7, which would have been the high point over here at on January 26th so far, right before this breakout. And again, it could respect this this line right here, the daily resistance line. So we'll see what happens to that. Let's see with this. Let's go on to the euro versus the dollar. James Stanley likes this one better because he says the lines are cleaner, and they kind of are. it kind of mimics the dollar versus the yen, but not as aggressively. Pardon me, the pound versus the yen, but not as aggressively. Uh, that's right at about a 78.6 retrace right there. Let's find out on the daily. Swing low, swing high. Whoops. And I'm going by the closes on this because I read a book down here that said use the closes. And she's the one that developed the FIBO concept. And right out, yep, pegged it. It's right there at 78.6 right now on that retrace. We'll see if it holds 78.6. We could see a move in the opposite direction of what the BOJ is going to do. They're expected to hold rates, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at that real quick. Yes, they're expected to hold rates. However, they sometimes don't. Although it's the first time they've raised rates in 30 years. Let's see what happens. There's also an excellent article that came out over the weekend about Japan's economy. There we go. Here it is. And it's Japan's long-awaited return to normalcy brings uncertainty and volatility. Well, that checks, because it's certainly doing that. This is Japan going from the low valuated currency and high and very super low interest rates. We're finding out that's not working because now they've got a 236 GDP to debt to GDP ratio, and that's the kind of ratios that collapses countries. So we'll see if they collapse economically. It doesn't look like they're going to, since they're starting to raise interest rates, and that's going to unwind the carry trade, which is going to hurt the American economy. But that because there's so much money just following that carry trade. Going to see when that capitulates. Not sure when that's going to happen. I would look for it. And this is the one they're looking at. 156.30. 156.80. 80-ish. I guess if it gets below the 2005 and 2014 close, if it drops below 156.66, we could start seeing a capitulation there. And when it capitulates, it's going to capitulate hard. Same thing for the pound versus the yen. Except here we're going to be looking at 211. 211 is my number, I'm sorry. Or perhaps even 209 before it starts reverting back to numbers that we haven't seen in a while, like threatening 200. It'd be 900 pips down. That's a healthy gain on that. It'd be a good market to follow. We're not there yet, however, so let's go into the Canadian versus the yen. And again, about the same thing. It's looking like about a 61.8 on the retrace right there. Again, it's amazing how things, and that's a doji. That's a turnaround doji right there. Right there, and there we have it. Right. Slightly touched the 78.6 ounce, just under the 61.8 on the last swing high. The last swing high on the daily. So that's what we got going on that. So it's behaving actually the way I would expect it to. If it goes past a 100 or 121% on the retrace, then that's going to be more capitulation type. We can start talking about capitulation. So for now, let's go into oil. Oil stops at 59.34. Again, not a whole lot of direction for oil right now. It's starting to get a lot of higher highs and higher lows. So it indicates we could have a turnaround on this. We could start seeing oil perk up. That would be very interesting. It would be another avenue to trade for trading futures. Aussie, just kind of hanging out. Hanging out right there at 67 or thereabouts. 15 pips below 67. That seems to be the new normal for the Aussie right now. And that's all well and good. And again, it's I'm not touching this one because it's not going anywhere. Gold. Gold is fun. Gold is one of my favorites. James Stanley is calling this the big trade for 2026. So we're looking at another re-entry around 46.61 is where they've called it. To be right on there on that resistance line that'll turn to support. If it breaks it, if it doesn't break it, then it'll just be a slower ride, a slower move to the top. Right now it's at 54.53 with an all-time high at right here 46.43. So we're looking at 46.61 for a resumption. That's awfully high because it's got another $100 in there. It could do $100 in one day, as we have seen recently. So still bullish on gold, even though it's got higher highs, higher lows, indicating that the bullish trend has not stopped. And I'm not going to pull this up on the weekly because this just looks parabolic on the weekly. It's just not. It's just solidly going up. Well, let's look at platinum on the weekly, just for kicks. But yeah, let's go back to gold, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you pull up the weekly, why would you not get involved in this? It's just 2025 opens at 26.27. Currently at 45.43. Kind of a no-brainer. Platinum, same thing. Big move, breakout of 1,000. Would have been a beautiful, beautiful move too. And then over here on silver, let's go to silver and see what it looks like. Look at that, just take off from its from 33.86, where we thought, oh, that's the top. It's not going, can't go any further. Look at it go. 90, close at 90. Let's get into the dailies on this one though. Silver's one of my favorites. Love trading silver. Love buying silver. Love silver in general. It is had a big test of 90 over the on Friday. Dropped down to 87 something, and did the day before. Dropped down again. That's could be a reversal candle right there. It's almost looking like an evening star. So that could be a reversal candle, and we will see if that's a reversal candle. I'm not getting into it on the top side. Go with the buy stop maybe around 94, $4 out, which would give it a couple days for it to hit maybe, although it could hit it in one day. So that's where we would go from there. But that is really all I've got today. Things to watch are going to be gold, silver, and then the yen pairs. We're going to see if, well, I'm watching because I've got money at risk, but I want to see if we can get out of these yen trades and maybe flip and get on the other side of selling them, because both governments want to see the dollar yen pair go down, and governments tend to get what they want. So we will see what happens with that. In the meantime, that's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching. If you watched this far, if you'd like to see more of these videos, then hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified of when I put these out. If you want to what is it? Oh yeah, if you like this video, then hit the thumbs up. That'll help me grow this channel. And also, if you have any comments, by all means, comment on the video in the comment space below, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. So you guys have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.